Welcome everyone to Fight Logic here in the studio where we got our special guests, Dave and Paul. What's going on, gentlemen?
How's it going, man? How's it going?
Actually, it's called Dave V, the champion maker. No, the coach of champions.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Good.
Good. You know, I've been seeing you at the events and stuff, but I haven't had you on the show in a minute. So
Yeah.
what's going on?
I just been training, getting ready to fight in Russia.
That's crazy.
Paul's fighting in Russia.
So you guys are both going to be fighting in Russia?
Yeah.
We'll be talking about that in a second. So how's the camp going?
Camp's going good. You know, it's really good because my gym's like a family, so everybody's just wanting to help the old man get ready for his fight, trying to kick my butt. You know, so it's been doing really good. My girlfriend Melissa, she's been making sure that I've been eating all the right foods, that I have energy in my body. So yeah, it's going really good.
You know, I was going to mention that. That was for sure. You could totally tell how your body's been changing. You know, even from event to event. And right now, I was like, oh damn, you know, he is definitely getting ready for that fight. Well, obviously you have to get ready.
Yeah.
So how is that to change your diet and stuff?
Basically, you know, she just made sure that I ate a lot of good protein, a lot of good fuel for my body. She knows a lot of stuff about nutrition. So she just pushed a lot of stuff that makes my fast twitch muscles work faster, certain foods for my body type. So it's helped me a lot. You know, I finally learned something because before I used to just eat tuna and chicken to diet, and I was 140 pounds walking around 35 and I didn't have energy. But now she's got me on all this stuff. Oh, you got to drink this. She blends stuff and I drink it and I have energy. So
you're like, what?
Yeah. I feel like an animal. Yeah.
That's awesome. So how'd this come about? Like, how'd you guys get invited to Russia, or how'd you figure out to go to Russia?
Well, pretty much.
I fought in Russia back in August of last year, so I had a good time, met some good promoters and stuff, and you know I got a good knockout, knocked out the guy, one of their Olympic wrestlers in the second round, knocked him out with an uppercut and dropped him, and had a great time. I told the crowd and told the promoters I want to come back, and so this Easter I got a phone call. They wanted to know if I wanted to come back. I was like, sure, and they asked if I knew a 70 kilo or 77 kilo fighter. I called one guy, he never called me back. I called Dave, and Dave's like, how much? And I told him, he's like, I'm taking it. So, all right, well then, you sure? He goes, yeah, I'll take it. So it just kind of fell in place, just the way I've met the people, and it all worked out, and we're going to Russia again. I've been there once, so I've been to Vugoslav in Russia, down south of Moscow. Had a great time, great promotion. And this is the same promoter that's bringing me back, and then asked to bring a 77 kilo, and then, you know, and I'm not even a manager, but I kind of know what we need. So I asked for an extra couple of days. We're getting there almost 5 days before the fight to acclimate, because it's actually 12 hours ahead of us. So we want to get there and acclimate. Last time I went, I acclimated pretty easy, but I know Dave is cutting weight. I don't have to cut weight. I just want to make a certain weight. I want to make about 230. I usually walk around about 250, but lately I've been fighting about 250, 245. But I want to start making that weight down to 230, and probably weigh in at 230, 235, and then eventually have a next fight at 205.
Nice.
So, you know, Russia's a good place. I mean, it's kind of crazy. You know, we got to have security.
Yeah, what is it like? So tell us, you're flying into Russia. What does it feel like? Do you feel like Rocky and Rocky IV?
It's like going back into the 80s. That's the crazy part is you go in there, everything's all new, but then you walk 10 feet, then you're like, oh, I don't see payphones anymore. Oh, I don't see, you know, Atari games. It's just funny how their culture is totally different, and it's just kind of slow paced and easy going. But the really thing that I really enjoyed was that when they were under communist rule, everybody was friendly. They say how nicer it was, how easier going it is. Now it's just a cutthroat country, and it's all about themselves. So, you know, one good story is that we pulled over the promoter that we're going to go fight for, and the guy that brought us over, I guess so-called agent or whatever, brought me and my other buddy over. I was the only one fighting at the time. So we pulled over at a gas station, and I go, hey, Andre, let me go check out the truck stop across the street. No. Why not? You want to come back? I was like, all right, I'll just stay over here then.
He said, yeah,
he's like,
not to come back.
No, you don't come back.
Stay there.
And it was funny. And I was like, you serious? No, you don't come back. Not the good place. Just go. But I was like, wow. And he explained to me that when it was the Soviet Union, that everybody got along with everybody. There was no crime.
Yeah, they were all in check.
It was, you know, there was easy going. If somebody had a flat tire, everybody pulled over and fixed them. Now it's all about how many rubles you're going to give me to help you out.
Russia,
That's
so
great.
Yeah.
So with your camp, like, so you're saying like they're all like they're obviously going to be helping you support. So are they pushing, do you think when you're battling them or when you're training and you're sparring, are they pushing harder than they would regularly?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I got JJ Okonovich, 155. I got my pro fighter. He's about 195 right now. All those guys were just pushing me. Cynthia would be sparring with me I wouldn't get injured because she's tough on the ground. She's got good stand-up. So everybody was just pushing. The guys, they picked it up a little bit more because they want to push me. They want to make sure I'm ready to go. So, but they're all doing good. Isaiah, him too. So.
Oh, that's great. I mean, that's good. And they're probably like, yeah, look at him. He's going out there. And
yeah, 46 years old going back out there.
That is awesome. Yeah. That's crazy. That's awesome. But, so do you know about your opponent?
He's a Sambo guy, champion, really good. Got a bunch of medals. He's got good leg locks. His stand-up's okay. I just plan on frustrating him.
Yeah.
Do stuff that he hasn't seen before.
And that's the thing because in the Soviet Union and Russia, they had that Sambo and they had all that. So they, and they've obviously into judo and they've always been into the martial arts and stuff. So then there they train them when they're little kids and they kind of just kept them going. So it's interesting to see how they've also evolved into the MMA scene.
I think we matched up pretty well because he does Sambo. I grew up doing judo since I was a kid. I have my black in judo and jiu-jitsu. So bottom line, I think we match up pretty good. He's just bigger than me because I'm fighting out of my weight class. But, I've always fought bigger people my whole life, so it really doesn't matter.
That's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
That's going to be exciting. Yeah. So you're saying you're going to get there, you'd like to get there early because it's 12 hours in advance. Yeah. What's the food like? Do you bring your own food there, or are you going to have...
The first week I learned the easy way is just bring my own food. I bring dehydrated food.
Oh, nice.
But the thing is, their food is really good. I was afraid it was going to upset my stomach, but it didn't. But the food is really good. Some of the stuff is kind of, they eat fish on everything.
Yeah, they're very fishy.
And going back to the MMA thing, they have a program now. The federal government is sponsoring all shows there. So if you bring in an American or something, the actual government actually chip in to pay for that. So they have a MMA federation now, and Oleg Tartarov is the vice president of it. And so they have like almost like an Olympic team, and now it's going to be an MMA team. Forming, and the government's coming together to have more shows and have more amateur shows. The actually amateurs, they don't get paid anything, but they get more recognition through the government. So it's growing. MMA is really growing to where they want to make it a second nature sport like they did Sambo.
That's going to be great.
Name of the show is WPFL, World Pan. World Pan, what is it?
Fighting League?
World Pan Fighting League, yeah. So WPFL.
That's going to be awesome. And then right now, I mean, basically, because you're also like planting seeds.
Now
you guys are planting yourself, right? But you're also getting to know these people. You're getting to know these promoters.
Right.
Now they're calling you. They're going to be like, hey, after this one, I bet they're going to be like, so I better start learning Russian, right? Because FightLogic's probably going to go to Russia.
Yeah, there you go.
Fun.
Yeah, hopefully if I do really well over there, I mean, Paul's done well. If I do well over there, I can start bringing some of the upcoming fighters that I have and maybe turn them pro there. Yeah. It'd be kind of exciting for them guys.
Yeah, or find some of them and also bring them over here. I mean, they might get mad at that.
Yeah.
But that would be great. I mean, that's cool. And I mean, you're also building relations, right? You're like, hey, bring us over there. I mean, how many Latinos they see over there in Russia?
I know. They looked at me and they go, "Oh, you big, big mess.
You're big Mexican. Yeah. You speak Spanish? What do you speak?"
It's funny, Everybody's really easygoing. It is a group of guys that are running the show. It was pretty interesting. Just seeing their lifestyle was pretty different. Talking about male chauvinists, they're out there.
Wow.
And it was a good relationship. I mean, I got a good time with the promoters, good time with all the security that we had. Everybody, we had a blast. They thought I was a little bit too crazy and told me to calm down a little bit. But hey, I won my fight. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, Ruska Rus. All right, well, thank you guys
very
much for coming down. I can't wait to hear about it and watch it and send me the link and we'll check it out. And then for the future, man, see what's up. Keep, like I said, build those relationships and win those fights and, just do good.
Thank you.
And represent. In the studio today, we've got a guest, Omar Delima. He is a fighter. He is a champion. He is a go-getter. We're going to talk to him now. How's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good,
Thanks for having me.
Yes, I like your shirt.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my team.
So this Team Delima, huh?
Yeah.
So where are you from?
Well, I was born in Brazil. I came here, I was like 12 years old. So now I've been living in South City area for about 13 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So coming from Brazil, where it's really high in the MMA and really you got the Brazilian jiu-jitsu and everything like that. It's basically kind of like the seed of like kind of where it started, kind of like the birthplace, and definitely where it gave us the names like Gracie and Brazilian jiu-jitsu in general. How did you start training there when you were a kid?
No. I was, like I said, I was 12, and then when I was there, all I knew was like they had capoeira. I lived in a small town, so jiu-jitsu wasn't that big over there because I live in by the capital, so it's central. Jiu-jitsu was bigger like in Rio, by the beach and stuff. So when I came here, I met somebody, and he was, instructor at the time, and he took me in, and I started training. I was about 13.
Nice. So did you actually study some capoeira over there?
Yeah. Like ever since I was little, I used to play in the street. If it was either in the gym with a coach or just playing around with friends.
So it's kind of just like how we do wrestling. It's just kind of you just do it, huh?
Yeah.
Soccer,
you find like a sand or something. People would get mad because they buy sand and then they drop it off in front of their house and then we play on top of it, get it dirty.
Hey, but that's what it is, right? That's what it stands for. I love watching capoeira. It's just great style. I mean, it's fluid. I love how you're playing off each other. Especially when you guys are just playing. When you're
like
practicing.
feel each other.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm coming this way, you're going that way. It's a good flow. So you now fast forward. You're here. You're 13. You start training, getting involved in MMA. Did the capoeira training help you out?
No, just for being, I was always fast, so because capoeira is like fast, you got to be lighter. I use some of the stuff, I've done cartwheel passes in like a jiu-jitsu tournament before. People go like, whoa, but it's like you don't use it that much, So,
but I bet that was exciting.
Yeah.
You got your whoa.
It's different.
So then you start training. You got into what? So did you start Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
I started at 13. I started training Jiu-Jitsu. I didn't start training MMA till I was 17 years old. Started getting bigger, Back in 2002 when I started training, there was a lot. UFC was coming up, but it wasn't as big as it is today. So, and I never thought about fighting at all, It was a friend that came up to me and asked me, hey, you should fight. So, that kind of planted a seed in me. So I started training for it. And I did my first amateur fight when I was 18.
Nice. Okay, so you start training, you start getting involved. Now 18, you're like, okay, someone's like, hey, you're good. You should get into the first amateur fight. So tell us about your first fight.
Yeah, so, because I used to get in a lot of trouble, right? I trained a lot since I was, young. And there was a time when I went to high school, I started getting in a lot of trouble. I stopped training for a few months, but jiu-jitsu was always the tool that God used to bring me back, and get me out of the lifestyle because I wanted to train, so I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to take care of my body. So, God changed me, took me out of like gang banging, drinking and drugs and stuff. So when I came back, I was actually in juvenile hall for like 8 months, and that changed my life forever. And when I got out, my friend told me, hey, I started training jiu-jitsu, and my coach wasn't here at the time. So I went to another different place. And my friend called me on Wednesday. He said, hey, there's a fight, amateur fight on Saturday. You want to fight? I said, I haven't even been training, but I said, sign me up. So I didn't have a team at the time. I didn't have anybody. So I showed up a couple of days later. And World Team USA was there because they had Muay Thai fights. And that's where I trained. I always trained before, and I train now. That's my Muay Thai school, right? And they cornered me, and I won my first fight by armbar, actually. That was at Fairtex, San Francisco.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So your first fight, amateur, you win by an armbar. Wow.
Yeah.
And you had you had nothing.
Nothing,
You just
no.
walked in there. That's awesome.
I was thinking, I was going to get there, fight by myself, and, it was nervous.
Well, that's a great story, especially like for people that are watching that, sometimes, we've talked about it before with other guests. It's like sometimes you don't have, your choices are limited. Sometimes you're going to go the way of the gang, go the way of trouble, or sometimes, like you said, thank God, gave you that, has always given you the inspiration and the body and the, ability to, and then you just take it to that next level and you're like, okay, I'm going to do it. And boom, it's like, oh, we're supposed to do this.
It's a big deal, because it's all up to the people that's around you, So if you don't surround yourself with those people that's going to build you up, you're going to go in the wrong way. And that's, and that's why, I think it was a blessing that I got arrested because I was taken out of the lifestyle, and God was molding me. When I got out, everybody that I knew was gone, and I started making new friends, new friendship, and people that just believed in me, my family and everybody, and that's why I'm where I am today.
Well, like they say, things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
Obviously, that happened for a reason. And then when you came back, all the negativity was gone.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you were able to mature and realize that that was the path that you really wanted to take. So today you're here, you're giving us an interview, awesome. And I see your new shirt. I love it.
Yeah.
But you're actually going to be battling tonight, right?
Well, not me. Three of my students. Yeah, I'm cornering.
Students.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I thought you were going to be. I was like, wow, you're pretty relaxed for having the battle tonight.
No, I actually have 3 guys fighting tonight.
Oh, nice.
2 guys are they're doing debuts, so first time, you know. And then another guy, he fought before. He was from Louisiana, and I started training him a few months ago, and so he's doing his 4th fight, I believe.
Awesome.
Tonight.
What is it like though to go from fighting to now starting to have a team and coaching? How does that feel?
It's different. You know. I was out for a few months. I was out for a year back in 2011 because I had a shoulder injury, you know, and it was bad, you know, because I couldn't fight. But it was also a good thing for me because I was able to focus a lot on my students. You know, I had a couple guys. I had one guy who had 2 fights, and like in 1 year, his record went like from 2-0 to like 13-2. You know, because we traveled to Reno, travel everywhere. So I was able to train them, you know, full time. Because when I'm training myself, I really can't. I can't really focus on them, you know. Yeah. So, and that's not my focus right now because I'm a professional fighter. So, you know, obviously I want to make it to the UFC.
Yeah.
So I'm in the middle of my career. You know, that's not my focus to be a coach right now, a full-time coach.
Yeah.
But I love it, you know, because God gave me the gift, and you know I use it.
Gotta use it, right? That's why they gave it.
You know, people say, you know, I'm a good coach and a good fighter. You know, not so many people can say that. You know, some are good coaches and not good fighters, and vice versa. So it's, you know, I'm blessed to have both.
That's awesome that you can do both. It's great to have you here. People are watching right now at home and they want to find out more. Project here in the studio. I am one. And today I have 3 special guests, and we're going to be talking about a film that they did, a very inspirational film. As you know, here on Fight Logic, not only we're about MMA, but we're also about telling people stories, and we're also about always keeping people positive and making sure, you know, you live your dream and do what you got to do, stay healthy and do it right. So let's introduce ourselves. How you guys doing?
How you doing? My name is Ben Ariza. I came up with the concept with the film with Matty O, and yeah.
My name is Marcus Ariza. I played the actor and helped get this project going with Ben and Matt.
My name's Matt Olson. Sometimes they call me Matty O. It's an old nickname of mine, and like Ben said, it was kind of over some hot wings and a beer that we came up with the concept to kind of get this thing rolling. And the next thing you know, we had Marcus training for 15 hours straight one day.
Well, the cool thing is like, yeah, you know, that's how sometimes your best ideas are just random. You're like, oh, wait, hey, that's a great idea. We should roll with that. And we're going to be playing the video. And it's awesome. It was shot well. I really liked how it was shot. What did you guys shoot it on, 5D?
Canon 100.
Canon 100D?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we
So
shot
yeah, I really like that. I like that's the style of that camera. And I really like the story. And the narration is and obviously showing, you know, it's about pushing and basically showing that you can do what you want to do. So how did this start? So tell us a little bit more about where are you, like how'd you start? How'd you get into videos? And
I've been in music production for a long time.
Yeah.
And I've been like some music videos or whatnot. And so like this concept, like Matt said, came over, we're having lunch, and Marcus had been like hardcore training. And so we came up with this idea. It's like, you know, just doing like a motivational video, kind of having Marcus, if he would be down to, you know, not be such a fighting, brutal thing, but more like a story of life, like persevering, pushing through.
yeah.
And then, so we kind of worked on it, talked with Marcus, and then he put us in contact with his cousin, Stephanie Alvarez.
Uh-huh.
She's a motivational speaker, so we worked together and came up with the title Purpose, and she wrote this beautiful story, and so that's pretty much how it came to be. And then, you know.
So you had the idea, and then you guys built the story, and then you shot the stuff, and it's good looking stuff. It's great stuff. How was it to be 15 hours of training, basically?
It's actually, to me, that's what I do. Like, and it sounds maybe kind of, you know, kind of cliche, but I live to train. Like every day, I wake up in the morning, before I go to work, I train. I listen to motivational videos to get even my mindset right, and which is a cool plug for Ralph from Fight Logic, because with Fight Logic, it's like, you know, even though they do MMA gear, it's about the lifestyle, and that's why I think it was cool that he, you know, even thought of us having to be on the show, because it is my lifestyle. That's, you know, my family knows that all I do 100% of the time is train, and that's who I am. I can't stop that. So when they were saying, well, hey, you know, we're going to need you to work out, or we're going to need you to fight and do all this training, was like, I felt at home. If it was like any other type of thing, I would have been playing maybe not out of character, but this is like, it was easy for me because I was just being who I am.
Yeah.
So
The shots were pretty easy to shoot.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, yeah, let's show you what you
He was
do.
in such good shape. I mean, and, you know, some of them we did over and over again, and he didn't even flinch.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised, you know, as you guys watch the video, you guys are going to be surprised to see that, you know, my body was in there. You know, I was a body double for some of those parts, you know, when he was wearing his no shirt. That was me. You know, I don't remember when they shined me up and they recorded me, but I definitely.
Well, we really thank you for that.
No, I'm always, you know, you guys all know that I always like to joke and have fun. But no, I mean, that stuff is good, and it shows the intensity and stuff. So you train what, 3 times a day? 2-3 times a day?
Yeah, so I you know, just so people have like kind of a real world perspective, you know, in all reality, I thought I was in shape. I thought I was doing the right things, but when I looked back on my life, I wasn't. I was doing all the wrong things, you know, and I had met these, some people, you know, I've had trainers, so many trainers, but I had these 2 guys that we had met, and they basically helped change my diet, got me on cardio plans, got me on workout plans, and from then I actually was introduced to the fitness world, and it was a men's physique show, something that I would have never thought that I would ever do when you see bodybuilders and people like that on TV. And I was like, well, why not try that? Why not, you know, I'm always somebody that says I want to do something, so why not try that? And so just having that goal, having that sense of purpose, for me, it was a great video, because as a trainer, I get to watch that video all the time before I even go work out. I'm like, why am I doing this? You know, this is who you are. It's my path, and everybody's gonna have their path, and they should just try to be living who they know that they are, and not try to be something that they're not.
Right. You know, it's your purpose, right?
Yeah.
Just like the video says, you gotta find your purpose and roll with it and love it and do it, and just be like, hey, that's what I'm gonna do, and just do it. So you actually did you get into the you actually compete in the bodybuilding?
Yeah, so I don't compete bodybuilding. I compete natural fitness. So I go and I just do, you wear board shorts, and it's about aesthetics and stuff like that. But I competed in Culver City. It was my first competition, and then I'll be competing in San Jose June 29th at, I believe it's the San Jose Convention Center. I'll be competing for men's fitness.
Awesome. How was that first time you actually did it?
The first time was like super nerve-wracking. I bailed. I bailed, and I did really awful. I couldn't pose right, and I was like, man. But what was great, because I didn't. Well, it wasn't a failure because I didn't give up. The second time, I was like, the first judging, they already know who they're gonna pick, and I'm like, well, I know they're not gonna pick me. So I went out there and I just posed, and I did my best that I could, and I just didn't care anymore, and I felt perfect. And I went out there, and even though I didn't win anything or I didn't place anything, I felt great. And
you won.
Yeah, for me, personally. So it wasn't about the awards or anything like that. For me, I did it. So that's why I was like, you know what, now I know. I was on the ground, and I got myself back up again. I, brushed it off, and I have everybody to thank. It's not just one person. It's a whole team that goes into that one person. So I always give credit to not me. This is what everybody else puts into everybody else, what everybody else is doing.
Helping the whole thing go, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It really is a team.
His show was a week before we shot the video.
Oh, nice.
So we had to tell him, because he trains for the show. It's like, wants to start eating again. It's like, you get one day, man.
You get one day.
Not eating a hamburger after this.
No,
you need to stay away from that.
So Matt, like you guys, producing this, putting this together. I mean, and now that you're watching this, how does it make you feel? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's pumps me up, man. Like Mark says, I mean, you watch it, and as a guy, I work for myself, as a graphic designer, and you have days where you just feel so down, like the world is like coming down on you because something's not going right, computer crashes, or maybe you didn't get that job, that client bails on you, and you watch it and you go, you know what, it's fine. The next day will be different, man. We'll make it rock. Right. So that just helps me get through the day sometimes.
That is true. So I mean, yeah, being in the arts and stuff too, it's like sometimes you just, you have those days.
So being an artist, you're just emotional by nature. So you gotta watch this stuff to kind of pick you up, and so it just really helped. That's why I did it. It's just
we definitely are, as artists. We are definitely emotional by nature, and it's just because we put our, it's just like you. We put our, we put your love and everything that we have working for into this project, into this thing, and it just and at the end it's awesome when it actually pays off and it shows off. You know? So we always have MMA guys and we always have different people. And how is it now when you're training? Like when you're training to pose, like do you have to? So you're in the mirror? Or is there like certain standard like poses that people do?
So for posing, there's bodybuilding and there's physique posing, which are completely different. But what I like to do is I like to say this. It's funny because even though I do consider myself a fighter, I go in and I do training, I do sparring sessions. I've never actually had a fight, but I would like to get a fight in maybe like within the next year or two, because I lost 26 pounds. It was 26 pounds of like of all partying, whatever that I shouldn't have been doing, and it's like, okay, I'm reset. I'm back to where I wanted to. And my dad, for my 5th birthday, he asked me, what do I want? I was like, I want to be in karate. I want to be in martial arts. So which is cool is I feel like I bring to the sector is the fact that even though I've been an actor and I've been in the entertainment field, I also have the fight training too. So I want to combine those, and I want to do like more videos like this. We love the video Rocky. We love Rocky.
That was like inspiration.
Yeah. We
grew up with that.
Big shout out to Rocky. Karate Kid. All the martial artists. Yeah. And what's great is that what we've done, we've actually really affected people. We've really affected people's lives. They watch this video, and I get calls and like, I want to go to the gym. I want to change my life around. And I'll be honest with them, like, look, it's a lifestyle, or let's reset you back to a positive road where you're at. And what's great about this video is, okay, now that we've done this video, okay, well, yeah, of course they're going to be on a TV show, but we get like with Facebook and social networking. Me and Ben made a great contact another person who had a motivational video. And now that I said, hey, I really like your video. I'm the guy in the video. Maybe check out, ours. And he was like, he got back to us. And someone I would have never thought would get back to us. And he loved ours, and we're like, we love yours. And now we're actually started a working relationship down the road.
That's great.
So it's not just a project that, boom. It's like we have the project, and now we're getting momentum for other work.
And help out other people who want to make, projects.
So keep it as you're doing it, and keep people motivated and inspired, because by motivating and inspiring other people, they'll motivate and inspire other people. And just like they say, when you pass a smile on, more people smile. Just, pass that love on, positiveness. Thanks for watching Fight Logic. Hang out, you watch this video now, and get a hold of them.
This is the story of a young man who found his purpose in life. In the beginning, it seemed like every road he came across had a detour, and he never knew what he was meant to do. The little voice in his head would tell him that he was incapable, inadequate. But he realized along the way, failing does not make you a failure. Giving up does. His purpose became the roadmap. It guided him, showed him that anything was possible. In spite of fear, in spite of doubt, there will always be worry. The question is, will you let it stop you?